I spent 42 years being the family workhorse, the one who showed up, the one who paid bills, the one who sacrificed vacations, promotions, and my own peace so my golden child sister could live her dream life. Everyone said I was blessed to have such a close family, but they didn't know the truth. That closeness was killing me. And the day I booked my solo vacation to Jamaica was the day I decided to finally choose myself. Before we continue, please comment below, as I'd love to hear your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to help us hit that big 1,000 subscriber milestone. Let me take you back to where this all started. Growing up in Southside Chicago, I learned early that I was the backup plan. Vanessa was 4 years younger than me, and from the moment she could walk, she was Mama's whole world. Pretty, charming, could talk her way out of anything. Meanwhile, I was just Darius. Quiet Darius, dependable Darius, the one who did his homework without being asked and never caused trouble. When I was 17, I got accepted to Northwestern with a partial scholarship. Full ride was just out of reach, but I could have made it work with student loans. I remember sitting at the dinner table, acceptance letter in my hand, feeling like maybe this was my moment. Maybe this was when Mama and Daddy would finally see me. Mama looked at that letter for exactly 5 seconds. Then she shook her head. "Baby, you know we can't afford that," she said. "Besides, Vanessa's starting high school. She's going to need new clothes, supplies, probably tutoring. You know how she is with math." Daddy didn't even look up from his plate, just kept eating his collard greens. I went to community college instead, worked full-time at UPS, sent money home every month because Vanessa needed dance classes, then cheerleading uniforms, then a car when she turned 16, because all her friends have cars, Darius. You want her to feel left out? By the time I finally got my bachelor's degree at 25, Vanessa was already married to Jerome and pregnant with Jaden, and somehow that became my problem too. "Darius, can you watch the baby, just for a few hours? Darius, can you lend us money for the hospital bill? Jerome's job ain't come through yet. Darius, we need help with the down payment on a house. You're still in that little apartment anyway. You don't need much." Every single time I said yes, because that's what you do for family. That's what Mama taught me. You show up. You sacrifice. You put your people first, except my people only put me first when they needed something. I'm 42 now, still single, still in that little apartment, because every time I save up, there's another emergency, another crisis that only Uncle Darius can fix. I watched Vanessa's house get bigger, while mine stayed the same. Watched her take vacations to Disney World and Cancun while I worked double shifts. Watched her kids get everything they wanted while I couldn't even afford a decent winter coat last year. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was watching Jerome get promoted to a regional manager at his company while I got passed over. Again. Because I couldn't work the late nights, couldn't travel for conferences, couldn't focus on my career because I was too busy being the family safety net. 6 months ago, I went to Mama's house for Sunday dinner. She makes the best fried chicken in Chicago, and it's one of the few times I actually feel like part of the family instead of the help. Vanessa was there with Jerome and the boys. Jaden's 11 now, Cameron's 9, and Amir just turned 7. All 3 of them were running around screaming, knocking over Mama's good vases, jumping on the furniture. "Boys, settle down!" Vanessa said it without even looking up from her phone. The boys ignored her completely. I was in the kitchen helping Mama with the mac and cheese when Vanessa came in. She had that look on her face, the one that meant she wanted something. "Darius, I need to talk to you about something." I kept stirring. "What's up?" "So me and Jerome been talking. We really need a vacation, like desperately. The boys are driving us crazy, and we just need some adult time, you know?" She laughed like this was all very reasonable. "We were thinking of going to this resort in the Bahamas, But it's expensive, and with 3 kids... I saw where this was going. Nessa, I can't. I'm not asking you to pay for it. She touched my arm like we were best friends. I'm just saying, it would be easier if you came with us. Help watch the boys sometimes, so me and Jerome can have some romantic dinners. You know how it is. I stared at her. You want me to come on your vacation to babysit? Not babysit, just hang out with your nephews. They love their Uncle Darius, and you never go anywhere anyway. When's the last time you took a real vacation? The answer was never. I'd never taken a real vacation. Every time I had PTO saved up, someone needed something. Last year, I used all my days helping Vanessa move into her new house. I don't think so, Nessa. I was actually thinking about taking a trip myself. Her face changed. Just a little. The smile got tighter. By yourself? That's sad, Darius. Who goes on vacation alone? Mama walked in, right then carrying a bowl of green beans. What y'all talking about? Darius is talking about taking a vacation by himself. Vanessa said it like I'd announced I was joining a cult. Mama frowned. By yourself? Why would you do that? Vanessa just told me about the Bahamas trip. That sounds like fun. Family vacation. When's the last time we all went somewhere together? We never went somewhere together, I said. I went somewhere to help y'all. That's not true, Mama said, but her eyes shifted away. She knew it was true. That dinner ended with me feeling guilty, like I was being selfish for even thinking about myself. They had me questioning everything. Maybe I was being ungrateful. Maybe family vacations could be fun. But then I went home that night and sat in my quiet apartment, looked at my bank account, calculated how much I'd given Vanessa and Mama over the years. The number made me sick. $73,000. $73,000 of my money, my time, my life, and I had nothing to show for it except a tired body and a lonely apartment. That's when something in me cracked. I opened my laptop and started searching. Jamaica. Adults-only resort. All-inclusive. Private beach. No kids allowed. I found one called Serenity Cove in Montego Bay. 5 stars. Beautiful rooms. Quiet pools. The kind of place where you could actually rest. I booked it right there. 1 week. Solo room. Paid in full. Then I requested the time off work. My boss, Regina, approved it immediately. Said I deserved it, that I'd been working harder than anyone on the team. That felt good. Real good. I didn't tell Mama, didn't tell Vanessa. Just kept it to myself like a secret treasure. 2 weeks later, Vanessa called me at work. Darius, great news. We found this amazing deal on a resort in Jamaica. It's perfect, right on the beach, has a kids club so they're not underfoot all the time. We booked it for next month. Same week you said you were taking off. Isn't that perfect? We can all go together. My blood went cold. What? I remembered you said you wanted to take a vacation, so we figured, why not go together? Make it a whole family thing. Mama and Daddy are coming too. Daddy's been working so hard, he needs a break. Vanessa, I already booked my trip. So, cancel it and book with us instead. We got such a good deal, and if you book now, you'll probably get the same rate. The resort is called Paradise Bay. It's supposed to be amazing. I'm not canceling my trip. There was a pause. Are you serious right now? You're really going to ditch your family to go off by yourself like some kind of loner? I'm not ditching anybody. I made plans. You all made your plans after. Darius, Mama's gonna be so disappointed. She was so excited about all of us being together. You know how she is about family. And there it was, the guilt trip, the manipulation, the same game they'd been playing my whole life. I'll think about it, I said, just to get her off the phone. But I wasn't thinking about it. I was planning. That night, I called Anthony from work. We'd been boys since college, back when I was grinding through community classes while working full-time. He was the only person in my life who understood what my family put me through. "Man, they're trying to hijack your vacation." Anthony sounded pissed. "Nah, Darius, you can't let them do this." "I know. But if I don't go, Mama's gonna make me feel guilty for the rest of my life. You know how she is. So lie to them." I blinked. "What?" "Lie. Tell them you're coming. Then don't show up. Go on your vacation. Turn your phone off. Let them figure it out." "Anthony, that's cold." "Nah, what's cold is them treating you like an ATM and a babysitter for 42 years. What's cold is your sister hijacking your vacation so she can get free childcare. What's cold is your mama making you feel bad for wanting 1 week to yourself." "That's cold." He had a point. A real good point. "I don't know, man. Look, you do what you want. But I'm telling you, if you cancel that trip and go babysit those bad kids in Jamaica, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. This is your line in the sand, D. Either you draw it now, or you never will." I hung up the phone and sat there in the dark. My whole life, I'd been drawing lines, and every single time, my family just stepped right over them. Maybe it was time to draw a line they couldn't see until it was too late. The next morning, I called Vanessa back. Put on my best supportive brother voice. "Hey, Nessa. I thought about it. You're right. Family vacation sounds good. What's the name of that resort again?" I could hear the smile in her voice. "Paradise Bay. I knew you'd come around. Mama's gonna be so happy. We're flying out on the 15th at 9 a.m. I'll text you all the details." "Sounds good. Can't wait." I hung up. Then I looked at my ticket confirmation for Serenity Cove. Same week, different island, different resort, adults only. I had 3 weeks to prepare for the best decision I'd ever made in my life, and the worst fight my family would ever have. The 3 weeks leading up to the trip were the longest performance of my life. I played the role of excited brother, supportive son, reliable Uncle Darius, who couldn't wait to spend quality time with his family in paradise. And every single day, I felt more free than I'd felt in years, because for the first time, I was choosing myself, and they had no idea what was coming. Vanessa texted me every other day with updates. The resort had a swim-up bar. The kids' club had water slides. Jerome found snorkeling excursions. Mama was so excited she already bought a new swimsuit. Every message was a reminder of what they expected from me. Free babysitting, split checks at dinner, Uncle Darius watching the boys while the adults had fun. But I just replied with thumbs-up emojis and sounds great messages. Meanwhile, I was making my own plans. I went shopping, bought myself new swim trunks, 3 linen shirts, a pair of good sandals, stuff I'd never buy normally because there was always something else to pay for. But this time, I was spending on me. I even got a haircut at the barber shop on 87th Street, not the cheap place I usually went to, the nice one. My barber, Troy, noticed. "Man, you're looking fresh. What's the occasion?" "Taking a vacation." "For real?" "First time I've heard you mention a vacation in what? The 5 years I've been cutting your hair?" "First time I'm actually taking one." Troy lined me up perfect. "Where are you heading?" "Jamaica, by myself." He stopped cutting and looked at me in the mirror. "By yourself? No girl? No boys? Just me?" Troy smiled real big. "My man, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta invest in your own peace. Get your mind right. Reset, I respect it." That felt good. Having someone respect my decision instead of questioning it, instead of making me feel selfish. 1 week before the trip, Mama called. "Darius, baby, I need you to do me a favor." Here we go. "What's up, Mama?" "Can you pick up Vanessa and the boys and take them to the airport? Jerome's got to work that morning, and can't get off in time. He'll meet us at the gate." I paused. This was perfect. Too perfect. They wanted me to drive them to the airport for a trip I wasn't actually taking with them. "Sure, Mama. What time? We need to be there by 7. Flight's at 9. So pick them up around 6:15. "I got you. You're such a good son, Darius. I don't know what we'd do without you." I hung up the phone and laughed. Actually laughed out loud. Because in a few days they were about to find out exactly what they'd do without me. But that wasn't even the craziest part. The craziest part came 3 days before the trip. I was at work when Vanessa called. She was crying. "Darius, I need your help. Please." My stomach dropped. For a second, I thought maybe something happened to one of the boys. "What's wrong?" "We're short on money for the trip. Jerome's company messed up his paycheck. It'll get fixed, but not until after we get back. We need $1,500 to cover the resort fees and some excursions we already booked. Can you lend it to us? I swear we'll pay you back as soon as we get home." $1,500, on top of everything I'd already given over the years. The old Darius would have said yes immediately. Would have checked his account, transferred the money, and added it to the running tab that would never actually get paid back. But the new Darius? The Darius who'd already booked his own escape? "Vanessa, I'm tight on money right now. This vacation already stretched me thin." "But your family, we need you. The boys are so excited, we can't let them down. Then Jerome needs to figure it out. Call his parents, work something out with the resort. I can't keep being the solution to every problem." Silence. Long, cold silence. "Wow." Her voice changed completely. Hard now. "I can't believe you're being like this. After everything Mama and Daddy did for you growing up. After all the times we were there for you." "When?" The word came out sharper than I meant. "When were you all there for me? Name one time." "We're always there for you. We include you in everything. We invite you to holidays. We make you part of our kids' lives. You're not even married, Darius. We're all you got." That hurt. That was designed to hurt, because she knew how to twist the knife. "Figure it out, Nessa. I can't help this time." I hung up before she could say anything else. My hands were shaking. Not from fear, from anger. From years of being told I should be grateful for the privilege of being used. Anthony called me that night. "You good?" Nessa tried to get $1,500 from me. Of course she did. "What you say?" I said no. That's what I'm talking about. Growth. You finally growing a backbone." Man, she made me feel terrible though, like I'm abandoning them. "Darius, listen to me. You've been sacrificing your whole life. This ain't abandonment. This is freedom. You're about to do the hardest thing you ever done. But once you do it, your whole life is gonna change. Trust me." He was right. I knew he was right. But it didn't make it easier. The night before the trip, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about what would happen, how they'd react, what Mama would say, whether Daddy would even care. But then I thought about something else. I thought about what the next 42 years would look like if I didn't do this. More sacrifices, more guilt trips, more watching everyone else live while I just survived. That thought scared me more than anything they could say. I packed my bag, set 3 alarms, and waited for morning. At 5:45 a.m., my first alarm went off. I got up, showered, got dressed, put my suitcase by the door, double-checked my passport and ticket confirmation. Serenity Cove, Montego Bay. Adults only. All-inclusive. Paradise. At 6 a.m., I got in my car and drove to Vanessa's house. She lived in Naperville now. Nice suburb. Big house with a 2-car garage and a manicured lawn. The house I helped her buy with that down payment money 3 years ago. I pulled up and honked. The porch light came on. Vanessa came out first, dragging 2 huge suitcases. Then the boys, all 3, looking half asleep and cranky. Jaden had his iPad. Cameron had a handheld game. Amir was already whining about being hungry. I popped the trunk, got out to help load the bags. "Morning, Uncle D," Jaden mumbled. "Morning, nephew. You excited?" "I guess. Mama said you're gonna take us to the beach while her and Dad go to the spa." Of course she did. Of course she'd already assigned me babysitting duties for a trip I wasn't taking. Vanessa got in the front seat. "Thanks for picking us up. Jerome's gonna meet us there. His meeting got moved to this morning. Work stuff." "No problem." The boys piled into the back. Amir immediately kicked the back of my seat. "When we gonna be there? I'm hungry. I want McDonald's." "We'll get food at the airport," Vanessa said, scrolling through her phone. I drove, took the highway toward O'Hare. The sun was starting to come up. Pink and orange sky. It was pretty, peaceful. The calm before the storm. At 6:35, Vanessa's phone rang. "Hey, Mama." "Yeah, we're almost there." Darius picked us up. "Okay, see you at the gate." She hung up. Mama and Daddy are already through security. Daddy got them those TSA pre-check things. Must be nice. I nodded, kept driving. At 6:50, we pulled up to the departure terminal. I helped unload the bags, set them on the curb. Vanessa was already texting Jerome, telling him to hurry up. She looked at me. "You park and meet us inside? Jerome should be here in like 20 minutes. We can all check in together." "Actually," I said, "I need to tell you something." She looked up from her phone. "What?" "I'm not going to Paradise Bay." Her face went blank. "What are you talking about?" "I'm going to a different resort, different part of Jamaica. I booked it 2 months ago, before you told me about your trip." The blank look turned into confusion, then anger. "Are you serious right now? Darius, we planned this whole trip around you being there. Mama's expecting you. The boys want to hang out with you. You all planned the trip around me babysitting. That's what you wanted. Free child care. That's not fair. It's true, and I'm done. I'm taking my own vacation, by myself. You'll be fine. The resort has a kids club. Jerome's there. Mama and Daddy will help. You'll figure it out." Vanessa's mouth opened, then closed. She looked like I'd slapped her. "You can't do this. You can't just abandon us at the airport." "I'm not abandoning you. Your flight's still leaving. You'll still have your vacation. You just won't have me there to use." "Use? Is that what you think? That we use you?" "I don't think it, Nessa. I know it. $73,000 over the years. That's how much I've given you. And I've never asked for anything back. Not money, not gratitude, not even basic respect. But I'm done now." Her eyes filled with tears, the same tears she'd used on me 1,000 times before. "Please don't do this. Mama's going to be devastated." "Then you can explain it to her. Tell her I finally decided to choose myself." I got back in my car. Vanessa was still standing there on the curb, crying. The boys were looking out the window, confused. I pulled away, watched them get smaller in my rearview mirror. Then I drove to the international terminal. Different airline, different gate, different destination. I checked in, went through security, found my gate, sat down and turned off my phone. Because I knew what was coming. The calls, the texts, the voicemails, the guilt, the anger, the manipulation. But for the first time in my life, I didn't care. I was free. The plane lifted off at 11 a.m. I sat in my window seat, watched Chicago disappear below me, and felt something I hadn't felt in decades. Peace. Pure, uncomplicated peace. No guilt, no second guessing. Just me, finally choosing myself. But I had no idea that my moment of freedom was about to detonate a bomb that would blow my family apart in ways I never imagined. The flight to Montego Bay took 4 hours. I slept most of the way. Actually slept. Deep, dreamless sleep. When I woke up, the flight attendant was announcing our descent. I looked out the window and saw turquoise water and green mountains. Paradise. Serenity Cove was everything the pictures promised. Adults only. Quiet. Peaceful. My room had a balcony overlooking the ocean. King bed with soft white sheets. Mini bar stocked with rum and red stripe beer. A bathroom with a rainfall shower. I unpacked, changed into my swim trunks, grabbed a book I'd been trying to read for 2 years, went down to the beach. For the first 3 days, I did absolutely nothing, and it was glorious. I woke up when I felt like it, ate breakfast on the terrace, laid on the beach, swam in water so clear I could see my feet, read my book, took naps, ate fresh fish and jerk chicken, drank rum punch, watched the sunset. No crying kids, no demands, no guilt trips, just silence and ocean waves and the sound of my own thoughts. On day 3, I finally turned on my phone, just to check if work needed anything. Regina had sent one email saying, "Enjoy yourself, you earned it." That was it. But I had 247 text messages, 83 missed calls, 34 voicemails. My stomach tightened. I knew what they were. But I wasn't ready. Not yet. I turned the phone back off and went to dinner. On day 5, I met a woman named Jasmine at the resort bar. She was from Atlanta, in town for a friend's wedding. We talked for 3 hours. About life, about dreams, about the difference between being alone and being lonely. "I used to think being single meant something was wrong with me," she said, "but then I realized I was just surrounded by people who needed me to stay small. Once I cut them off, I found myself." I told her about my family, about the airport, about everything. She didn't judge, just nodded. Sometimes love looks like leaving, not because you don't care, but because caring was killing you. We exchanged numbers. Made plans to stay in touch. It felt good. Meeting someone who understood without me having to explain or defend myself. On day 7, my last day in Jamaica, I finally listened to the voicemails. The first one was from Vanessa, recorded an hour after I left them at the airport. "Darius, what the hell is wrong with you? You really just left us here. Mama is crying. The boys keep asking where you are. Call me back right now." The second was from Mama. "Baby, I don't understand. Why would you do this? We're your family. Please call me. I'm so hurt right now." The third was from Jerome. His voice was different, calmer. "D, it's Jerome. Look, I'm not gonna lie. This is messed up. But I get it, man. I really do. Vanessa's been going off all morning, and honestly, some of what she's saying is making me realize how much she depends on you. We'll talk when you get back." There were more. So many more. Vanessa getting angrier with each message. Mama getting more manipulative. "How could you do this to your own mother? After everything I sacrificed for you. I'm ashamed to call you my son." But there was one voicemail that surprised me. From Daddy, left on day 4. "Son, it's your father. Your mother's upset. Your sister's upset. But between you and me, I'm proud of you. It's about time you stood up for yourself. We'll talk when you get home. Enjoy your vacation." I played that one 3 times. Daddy had never said he was proud of me. Not once in 42 years. I flew home on day 8, landed at O'Hare at 6 p.m., took a cab back to my apartment. When I walked in, everything looked the same. But I felt different, stronger, clear. The next morning I called Anthony. "Man, I did it. I actually did it." "I know. I saw Vanessa's Facebook posts. She was big mad, talking about family betrayal and when people show you who they are. girl was in her feelings. I need to find a new place to live? What? Why? Because they all know where I live, and I need boundaries, real ones, starting with where I lay my head at night. Anthony helped me find a studio apartment in a building with secure entry. No one could just show up unannounced. I moved 2 weeks later. Didn't tell anyone my new address except work and Anthony. Then I blocked Vanessa's number. Blocked Mama's number. Set Daddy's to do not disturb. For the first month, I heard nothing. Silence. It was strange. My whole life had been noise and demands, and suddenly there was nothing. But that wasn't even the moment everything changed. The moment everything changed was when Jerome called me at work 6 weeks after Jamaica. His voice was shaky. "Dee, can we meet up? I need to talk to you, in person." We met at a coffee shop in Hyde Park. Jerome looked tired, worn down. "What's going on?" I asked. "Vanessa and I are separating." I sat back. "What?" "That vacation, man. After you left, everything fell apart. The boys were out of control. The resort was expensive. We were fighting the whole time. And when we got back, I started thinking about what you said. About being used." He took a breath. "I realized she does the same thing to me. Every decision is about what she wants. Every problem becomes my problem to fix. I'm exhausted, Dee, and watching you walk away made me realize I could do the same thing. Jerome, I'm sorry. Don't be." You opened my eyes. "I'm moving out next month. We're doing counseling for the boys, but I can't stay in that marriage. She's turning into your mother." That hit hard, because it was true. Vanessa was becoming Gloria, and the cycle was repeating. "The boys okay?" I asked. "Jaden's been asking about you, actually. Wants to know why you don't come around anymore." I told him the truth. That you needed space, that adults sometimes have to make hard choices. He understood more than I expected. 2 weeks later, Daddy called. I almost didn't answer. But something told me to pick up. "Darius, we need to talk. Come to the house tomorrow. Just you and me. Your mother will be at church." I went, nervous, expecting another guilt trip. But when I walked into that house, Daddy was sitting at the kitchen table with a folder. His face was serious. "Sit down, son." I sat. "I need to tell you something I should have told you a long time ago." He opened the folder. Inside were bank statements, an account I'd never seen before. "When you were 17 and you didn't go to Northwestern, I felt terrible. Your mother said we couldn't afford it. But the truth is, we could have made it work. We just chose not to, because Vanessa always came first." His voice cracked a little. "I've been putting money aside for you ever since. Every month. $200 for 25 years. There's $68,000 in this account, Darius. It's yours. It always was. Your mother didn't want me to give it to you because she said you'd use it to move away, to leave the family. And she was right. That's exactly what you should do." I stared at the statements. $68,000. Money I never knew existed while I was struggling, while I was giving away my own savings. Why didn't you tell me? Because I was weak. Because it was easier to keep the peace than to do the right thing. But what you did at that airport, that wasn't weak. That was the bravest thing I've ever seen. And it made me realize I needed to be brave too. He pushed the folder toward me. "Take it. Build your life. The life you should have had all along." I took the folder. My hands were shaking. "What about Mama?" "Let me handle your mother. She's angry right now. Might be angry for a long time. But she'll survive. She always does." He looked at me directly. "You don't owe us anything else, son. You paid your dues. Now go be free." I left that house with tears in my eyes. Not sad tears. something else. Something like relief mixed with grief. The months after that were hard. Mama didn't speak to me. Vanessa blocked me on everything. But Daddy called every Sunday, just to check in. Jerome invited me to lunch and brought Jaden. The kid had grown up so much, asked me real questions about life, about standing up for yourself, about knowing your worth. "Uncle D, can I ask you something?" Jaden said one afternoon at Harold's Chicken. "Yeah, man. What's up?" "Was it hard, leaving us at the airport?" I thought about lying, making it sound easy. But he deserved the truth. "Hardest thing I ever did. But I was drowning, Jay. And sometimes you have to save yourself before you can help anybody else." He nodded, understood in a way that surprised me. My dad said something similar, about why he's leaving. It made sense. That hurt. Because my freedom had cost those boys their intact family. But Jerome was right. Staying in a broken situation just to avoid change wasn't protecting anyone. It was just prolonging the pain. I used Daddy's money as a down payment on a real house. Small, 2 bedrooms, quiet neighborhood, mine. Regina promoted me to senior analyst, 40% raise. I could finally focus on my career without family emergencies derailing everything. Jasmine and I stayed in touch, started dating long distance. She visited Chicago. I visited Atlanta. It was slow, careful, but real. Anthony threw me a birthday party for my 43rd birthday. Small gathering, just people who actually awed about me, not what I could do for them. "Look at you," Anthony said, raising his beer. "Living your best life. Finally." Took 42 years. Better late than never, brother. Better late than never. But here's the thing, nobody tells you about setting boundaries and choosing yourself. You don't get a clean ending. Mama still won't talk to me. Vanessa sends me hate mail around holidays. Family reunions happen without me. Some cousins took sides. Others quietly reach out to say they understand. My life is smaller now, but it's mine. And on the days when the guilt creeps in, when I wonder if I should have tried harder or been more patient, I think about Jamaica. About that first morning waking up in Serenity Cove with nothing but ocean sounds and freedom. I think about Daddy's folder, about Jerome finding his own courage, about Jaden learning early that love doesn't mean letting people destroy you. I think about the fact that sacrifice is only noble if it's appreciated. Otherwise, it's just slow suicide. And I remember that choosing myself wasn't selfish. It was survival. The family I was born into might never forgive me. But the family I'm building now, Daddy's Sunday calls, Jerome and the boys' lunch visits, Anthony's friendship, Jasmine's partnership, the colleagues who became friends, that family sees me, values me, respects me. And that's worth more than a lifetime of being the dependable one who never gets to rest. Thanks for listening to this story. If it touched your heart, please leave a like and subscribe. Have you experienced something similar? Share your story in the comments below.